Okay. There's a phone call coming and I have to take it. So let's continue. Probably I will not edit the video, combine video to video to one. I will just the marker right number. So pay attention to the order of the video. Okay. So the what I mean, the relation between the data structure and the programming is like these two stages. It's not saying that the data structure is like the field test or the programming is like the road test. The key point is these two parts are relatively separate. Okay, relatively separate. Means when you learn the driving, okay, you can learn the road part first, or you can learn the field part first. That doesn't matter. And to the data structure and programming is the same thing. It's relatively separate. So it will not infect your structure, not infect the tree structure, the graph structure by the language C or the language Java. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you, even if you failed the exam of the programming course, I mean, if failed in the C, I didn't pass the C course, it doesn't affect your learning here, learning the data structure. Okay, what you need to do is just follow me. Okay, you will learn the structure, learn this course well. Okay, just give your time and give your effort. That you should know about this course. Okay, because many Chinese students were worried about they will learn this course after they knowing they need to learn, after they seeing this name of this course. It's become their headache and troublemaker, because programming is a little bit hard. Okay, you need to take a lot of time to practice. So that's the relation about the data structure course we're going to learn, and the programming course, let's see. Okay, you learned before, so that's relatively separate. That's the key point you should know. Even you haven't learned the programming course, or you didn't pass the course, you can still learn this course well. Okay. Okay, the next question is the next question about the course overview. So what are we going to learn in this course, and what's this object? What the subject? What does this subject to study? Okay, it's pretty hard to say clearly in a few words. So we will talk this question in the first chapter. Introduction or the abstract. Okay, the next thing is some requirement and suggestion. Okay, the first one is taking notes. Taking notes. Taking notes. So as you have seen before, I will not put everything in the PPT, in the PowerPoint, not put everything in it. Okay, that would easily make students to be distracted or divide your attention. Why was that? Because our reading speed is much faster than your speaking, or than your talking speed. Okay, if I put everything on a single slide like this, okay, put everything in a single slide, probably when I still talk about the first few lines, then you have finished reading everything, okay? Then you feel nothing to do. Your attention would fly to a far away, okay? So I don't want to put everything on the PPT, on the PowerPoint. I want to explain it step by step and by writing, by drawing, okay, to interpret the things step by step. So you need to take notes to keep your attention with me, okay? That's my style, okay? So follow my pace and by taking notes, okay? Okay, second thing what I call is following the translation. That transmission, I put the equation on translation. That doesn't mean translate into language, into English or into Chinese or in any other language. That doesn't mean that. So what translation mean here? That means to translate the language in the textbook, okay? In the textbook, translate the textbook language into our human language, into our human language. What does this mean? That means the language in the textbook, mainly in the engineering field, is so academic, okay? It's not like the way we talk. It's not like human language. So it's so different from how we talk, how we communicate. So that's what I mean the translation, okay? And I think that's the most important function of teacher, okay? Otherwise you can just read the textbook. You don't need the teacher, okay? So what a teacher doing is to translate this academic textbook language into the way how we talk, how we communicate, how human talks. In Chinese, that means 说人话, okay? Talk like a human or communicate like a human, okay? Because sometimes even you know every word on the textbook, you still don't understand what exactly are they talking about. So you need a teacher to explain to interpret these things to you. That's what I call the translation, okay? So you take good use of your time in the class to listen how I translate the textbook, not just read the book, okay? You cannot understand everything by just reading. It's pretty hard. So that's the second one, is the translation, okay? And the third one is the ask questions. Chinese students always don't ask questions. There's only two conditions you don't ask question, and the first one is you understand everything. You understand everything, but that's almost impossible, right? You cannot understand everything to a new subject, to a new course. And the second condition is you do not understand at all. Okay, so you don't have any question. And otherwise, you just don't want to ask, okay? You always feel losing a face or you just don't want to ask, okay? Or others would laugh at you when you are asking. And it's a little bit hard to do this communication by the online course. So as I said before, we need a group to do the online communication, maybe a QQ group or WeChat group. We will see that in the future to see if most students can join the QQ group. Then we will use the QQ group to do the online communication. Okay, if most people cannot join the QQ, then we have to find another way. Maybe we can discuss that thing later. Okay, so that's the 3 suggestion, or you can call it requirement for this course. Okay, first is taking notes, and the second one is the follower translation. Okay, and the third one is the asking questions.